Hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to the Classy Kiwi Show. Today we will be going over this nice little mountain house design and a bit of information on how to terraform cliff sides and mountain sides to go along with mountain houses. So without further ado, let us get straight into this build. So to start out, you're going to need a nice flat surface to build on. And you're going to inscribe the shape for the main house into this surface. This is 9 blocks long along the bottom, and the shortest part from coming up to the left or right just comes up 5 blocks off the ground. For the face of the house, I like to use this super cool technique where you randomly put down stripped oak logs and stripped birch logs to make a really textured and very surface, which just looks really good. You will have to randomize it a bit, which may take a bit of fiddling, but after a bit of time it should look very good. The little roof-esque piece for this is really just a standard Minecraft roof using stairs and slabs. I chose to use spruce wood for this so that contrasted with the lighter colors from the face of the house, but any woods that you have with you will do for this. Above the doorway, I also put a nice little spruce piece that acts as a nice little platform above the door and also a platform to put a flower on top of and a little window for the upper part of the house. To go along with this wooden style, you can also use this nice little design where you take a sweet berry plant and you put it in a nice little oak trapdoor planter. The great thing about this is that if you grow this berry plant up all the way and put an iron bar above it, it can even look like the sweet berry is being hung from the roof, which has this nice little hung planter feel to it. So moving on, I'm going to show you a nice little window design that you can put really wherever you want because you are building into the side of a mountain, but you have to make sure that's far enough from the main house that it doesn't connect at any points. For the minimum for this, you have to go up to the top and place it 4 blocks out like I have. And so doing this, you need to make sure to put stairs under this spruce trapdoor that I'm showing instead of any full block, and the reason for this is that it doesn't connect to the side of the iron bars for the sweet berry planter design, which I'm repeating here. And if you like, you can put in these window designs way more throughout the area that you're working with, but for the purposes of this video and the space that I'm working with, I chose to just put in one to show you. So I actually did make an interior design for this house, but I did it a bit different. Instead of doing one big connected thing that you have to copy block for block, I tried to put in a lot of little individual features that look great standing on their own. The reason for this is this way you can see if you like one of them and pause the video and copy just the one individual piece into your build. Because for the interior, I recommend really going unique to you instead of just copying completely what somebody else is doing, like this tutorial, because interiors are less structurally important and really architecturally important, and you can really get away with just putting in your own little touches here and there to make them look really good. I like to also put in nice little stations for cooking and crafting and other things you would need inside a house. And so, for the ceiling for this interior that I used was stripped spruce logs, and the floor and walls were made with planks because when you're doing your ceilings and walls and floors, you do want some variety with the colors and textures for them. Also in mountain houses, I really always like putting a bed in a loft. For some reason, lofts just always seem to go great with these kind of cabin mountain feels. Lastly, a really common issue that I see with these interiors is just having it look like kind of an amorphous blob of either oak or spruce or whatever wood you're working with little variety in the color or texture. And to combat this, a great idea is just have a lot of different blocks that you're working with, even including things like carpet or granite or bookshelves. All these different blocks throughout it will just help it look a lot more varied and just a lot better in general. So for the second room, I thought that if this was a build that I was using in my survival world, I would most likely make it into a storage area. And so for this, I tried to have it have different storage options, but I also did try to include a nice little smelting design and an extra bookshelf design to show you. Keeping variety in this, I did a kind of random design through the wall and ceiling and floor using strip logs and planks. Again, just keeping this variety in your patterns will help bring your build up to the next level. Including a lot of leaves and bookshelves in your interior designs is also really important. Just these 2 blocks always seem to go in every single interior design, just because they seem to make your house feel a lot more alive and vibrant altogether. And so this marks the end for my design for the house itself. If you just want to build this, you can exit out here, but I do want to cover one more thing in this video, and that is the terraforming of cliff faces for mountain houses. I've been seeing a lot of these mountain houses recently, and for me, it's almost more important to have a really good and terraformed cliff face than the house itself. For some reason, that just seems to bring the build together a lot better for me. And so for this, I'm going to show you a few tips that I use to terraform this cliff face. It's the trick for terraforming cliffs in Minecraft. You've probably seen it from other YouTubers before, but what you really want to do is make it so your cliffs arch out as kind of an overhang above you, using the stone coming out and then a bit of grass and dirt over the top. Again, with all Minecraft builds, variety is the key, so keeping a lot of different stones through this is important. I used cobble and mossy cobble, walls, bricks, slabs, that kind of stuff. But you can really use any stones that you have available, even things like andesite, diorite, or even just regular stone bricks look great through here. Also, I decided to put in a little waterfall because waterfalls always go great when you're terraforming cliff sides. Lastly, it's a good idea to put in a bit of life throughout the cliff wall. A great way to do this is, again, coming back to leaves. If you kind of sprawl them out over any empty and flat spaces, and then just randomly speckle them in to the more varied and coming out places, you can make it look like you have vines that are coming and sprawling across your cliff face. And then, in between spaces, you can also put in some just regular smaller Minecraft vines to fill in extra space. Again, just keeping a lot of variety in whatever area you're terraforming is the most important part. Really terraforming, you pick a shape, you pick a block palette, and then you just randomly spread those blocks across it to make it look good. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing to the Classy Kiwi Show. I'm still on that grind up to 100 subscribers, and each single one means so much. I notice everyone, and hitting that subscribe button means more than you could know. So please consider it. If you have any issues with this video, let me know in the comments. Let me know how I can improve my video making, my way of teaching, or my way of building. But that marks the end of this video. I do apologize, I have a bird that's been squawking throughout the whole thing if you've heard that. She likes to get a bit noisy when I'm recording, but I hope that hasn't been too much of an issue. And, as always, stay classy, my friends. Goodbye.